Hi, my name's Bret. I'm here with my good buddy Mark. We were asked to say a little bit about Righteous Rides and how it started, going back to the 4th grade, believe it or not. There we are in 4th grade, Hope Bible Church, O'Fallon, Missouri. A church that to this day is very missions-minded and had a major impact on Mark and I's life. So we met there in the 4th grade and had a lot of fun. The typical Sunday afternoon where you're invited over to your buddy's house on Sunday after church and you goof off with them until Sunday night back at church, and then you go home.
So, because we met in 4th grade, Bret and I got to experience a lot of rites of passage or milestones in a young man's life, and some of those are really important. And one of the most important is when a young boy gets to begin burning gasoline.
Yes.
It was that mini bike at my house that it was a piece of junk, really. But
it was a good time.
I saved my pennies and we bought it and we fixed it up, and all afternoon we would ride that mini bike in circles through the woods. We'd set up a course and we would ride it and then fix it and break it and ride it and fix it and break it.
And we got so good at that. We got to where we had a pit stop down where we
were almost a NASCAR pit crew on cleaning that clutch.
Yeah. And if I remember right, we did it in 4 minutes. We could clean that clutch out.
And then, it kind of moved on from the mini bike, and you get to be 16. Then it got really crazy when we started getting cars.
Oh, good times. Cruising Steak and Shake in St. Charles. 69 Torino GT 428 Cobra Jet. Top loader, 4-speed, 391 locker. Nice
Way
rig.
more horsepower than a 16-year-old boy should have at his hands. It was kind of scary, but God protected us.
He did. We're still here. So, from there, college, 17 to 18 years old, moms and dads encouraged us to attend a Christian college. So our first thought was, how can we have fun with this?
How far away can we get?
That's right. How far away could we get from St. Louis? We looked at Azusa Pacific there in California. We ended up in Longview, Texas, Laterno College. And little did we know, it was a very missions-minded college and had a major impact on our life.
Yeah, but that wasn't why we went there. It was
Probably
that
not.
way. And I will admit, we didn't do a very good analysis of that college. And it was a great education.
Yes.
But we went down there and we saw, man, they got an automotive club where they got their own shop and they're fixing up hot rods, and they've got all this technical stuff. You can go to the welding lab and you can go to the machine shop, and they're doing automotive, they're flying airplanes, they're doing all this really cool stuff.
Yep.
But hey, we kind of missed it that 95% of the people that go to Laterno are men.
Major faux pas. How could we mess that up?
Yeah. So we graduated from Laterno and we moved around the country. We went off on our careers trying to go up the corporate ladder and chase the almighty dollar, and you moved to New Orleans and I moved back to St. Louis and then down to Louisiana and then Kansas, and we kind of moved around the country in different places, and
busy in our careers, but we were able to stay in touch.
Yep.
We both end up back in St. Louis, and it gets better. Mark ends up being my next door neighbor. How could that happen? We all know how that happened. God orchestrated it. So we had often talked through the years about a ministry aspect of what we do, because corporate America had poured into both of us much training. How could we use that to further the kingdom? And it kind of went back to Hope Bible Church, Laterno, missions. I'm in the automotive world. Mark had spent a lot of time in new venture capital and forming businesses. So, hey, number 2 concern when missionaries come home on furlough, something to drive. So how hard can that be?
Yeah, it was a pretty easy decision. I mean, we want to serve the Lord. We don't want to focus 100% of our time on just chasing money and trying to grow our careers.
Yep.
And so we want a ministry where we can have fun. So we got lots of missionary friends. We love to work on cars. Let's bring those two things together and let's buy a van and give it to a missionary. So that's kind of how it started.
And here we are.